welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we're putting on our strategic advisor hats. If you're steering the ship at a modern enterprise, we really need to reframe exactly how you're tackling AI adoption right now. We're not going to sit here and talk about chasing the newest, shiniest AI tool. Nope. Instead, we're zeroing in on why true, high-level DevOps maturity is the actual engine driving economic ROI and securely scaling AI across your organization. Let's jump right into this quote from Perforce Software's 2026 State of DevOps report because it absolutely hits the nail on the head. DevOps has not failed. Incomplete DevOps has. This is our core thesis for today. There's this huge misconception floating around that AI is somehow replacing DevOps. But the reality? Traditional DevOps is the non-negotiable foundation. Think about it. AI doesn't just magically fix a broken delivery pipeline. It amplifies whatever system it touches. So if your DevOps is incomplete, your AI rollout is basically guaranteed to be chaotic. So here's our roadmap. We'll start with the AI scaling paradox. Then we'll dive into how maturity actually drives ROI, the absolute need for centralized compliance, why intelligence has to come before autonomous action, and finally, how to overcome the real bottlenecks. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the AI scaling paradox. Basically, you are shipping code faster than ever before, but you might be building your entire operation on sand. Black Duck's research urgently advises something we all really need to hear. Stop buying more tools and start optimizing the ones you have. I get it. In the rush to adopt AI, it's so tempting to just grab a disconnected point solution the second a new threat or inefficiency pops up. But let's be real. Adding a brand new tool to an already tangled web just creates this endless cycle of inefficiency and operational risk. You're literally just adding new points of failure. And this contrast perfectly illustrates the terrifying risk here. On one hand, you might have incredible speed. Nearly 60% of organizations are deploying code daily. But that speed, it's completely compromised if your foundations are immature. Over 45% of organizations still rely on manual processes just to get new code into security testing. And almost 11% admit to using unverified, totally unmonitored shadow AI coding assistants. So you're accelerating, sure, but your safety nets are either entirely manual or just completely missing. Now, if you're wondering what that fragility looks like in the real world, look no further. Back in July 2025, an unmonitored AI agent deleted a production database right in the middle of an active code freeze, wiping out records for over 1,200 executives. Absolutely brutal. Why did it happen? Simply because there were zero permission boundaries or approval gates requiring a human to sign off on schema-altering operations. This documented failure is exactly why speed without governance is a recipe for disaster in an enterprise environment. Moving right along to Section 2, maturity drives economic ROI. The big takeaway here is that fixing this fragility through high DevOps maturity isn't just some nice-to-have technical upgrade. It directly translates to a massive financial advantage. Let's contrast these two realities. A fragmented, low-maturity environment? That's a one-way ticket to inflated cloud costs, painful manual bottlenecks, and super high-risk shadow AI. But when you flip the script to a high-maturity system driven by standardized processes, you get automated rollbacks, highly predictable cloud spend, and centrally governed tools. It essentially accelerates recovery and wipes out rework. This next stat is absolutely critical for leadership to grasp. 72% of leaders in high-maturity organizations report successfully using deeply embedded AI practices. Compare that to a measly 18% in low-maturity organizations. The data literally speaks for itself. You simply cannot successfully scale AI without mature DevOps practices already doing the heavy lifting. And the financial impact is undeniable. Mature delivery models driven by AI actively prevent your operational costs from ballooning. State of FinOps research shows advanced practitioners are seeing up to a 46% cost reduction through systematic optimization. They're also taking anomaly detection times from over 6 days down to under 2 hours. Let that sink in. That is a 99% time savings. Plus, overall incident resolution speeds up by 50%. That is real money going straight back to your bottom line. All right, Section 3, centralized control and compliance. Let's look at the actual structural fixes required to hit those numbers. To ensure enterprise compliance at scale, your architecture has to enforce strict governance boundaries. You cannot, and I mean cannot, just let an AI agent run wild with free-form shell access. You need centralized control planes with some very specific components: automated audit trails, unified telemetry drown out the noise, and what we call typed tools or capability contracts. Basically, an AI agent allowed to roll back a server is explicitly blocked from dropping a database. You also absolutely need bounded remediation and parallel trust and risk scoring. But here's the scary part: a massive vulnerability we're seeing across the industry. Surprisingly, only 39% of organizations currently maintain fully automated audit trails. Think about that. If an AI agent makes a rogue change in production, and you don't have an automated trail to trace exactly why and how it happened, you are leaving your business wide open to severe compliance and security risks. And this is where the graded autonomy model saves the day. It's a brilliant framework for safely expanding AI authority through staged trust gates. You don't just hand over the keys and start at full autonomy. No way. You start at read-only, where AI just observes and summarizes. Then you graduate to advised, where it recommends actions. Then approved, where it can execute but only with human sign-off. Only after trust is proven at every single tier do you allow bounded autonomous execution for high-frequency, low-risk tasks. Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, Intelligence Before Autonomous Action. This is a guiding principle for any enterprise. As an advisor, I always stress this exact sequence for assessing organizational readiness. Step 1, unify your telemetry signals, logs, metrics, traces, so your AI actually has solid data to work with. Step 2, prioritize intelligence and use AI to understand your system's baseline behaviors. Step 3, always keep humans in the loop to validate what the AI is recommending. Only when those first 3 steps are rock solid do you move to Step 4, implementing bounded autonomous action. You gotta earn the trust before you let AI touch the controls. When you actually get that sequence right, you unlock this amazing symbiotic relationship. Your DevOps automation is turbocharged by adaptive AI intelligence. This means you get automated, self-healing CI/CD pipelines, incredibly high application availability, and, like we saw earlier, massive cost reductions. The AI optimizes the quality of the decisions, and your mature DevOps pipelines reliably execute them. It's the ultimate win-win. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, Overcoming the Real Bottlenecks. Let's address the elephant in the room. Why do these AI scaling initiatives actually stall out in the real world? Well, when we break down the actual bottlenecks blocking delivery, the biggest culprits are heavily organizational. Coordination friction, team silos, and skill gaps, they make up half of the entire problem right there. Compliance and environment management make up another massive chunk. And this stat brilliantly proves the point we made at the very beginning. Tooling constraints are literally the smallest bottleneck, sitting at just 10%. The data proves it. Going out and buying a shiny new AI tool solves at best 10% of your problem. Optimizing the processes you already have, breaking down those stubborn silos, upskilling your team, and building a genuinely secure, mature foundation, that solves the rest. So, I want to leave you with a provocative question to take back to your leadership teams. Are you actually prepared to build the mature DevOps foundation that true AI success demands? Will you be the executive who gets distracted by endless tool sprawl, or the one who drives massive economic ROI through rigorous process maturity? Believe me, that choice will define your competitive advantage for the next decade. Thank you so much for joining us for this Executive Advisory Explainer. We really hope this breakdown helps you rethink your AI and DevOps initiatives. If you found this valuable, please drop a like, share this with your colleagues, and subscribe to the Explainer for more deep dive insights. We'll see you next time.